Girlfriend, I like going to movies with my girlfriend because I don't have to talk to her for 2 hours.
I've been dating my girlfriend for 2 years now, which means that if our relationship was a baby, this would be about the point that we'd regret having it.
I took care of his dog over the weekend. It's an English Mastiff, which is convenient because I could understand him.
My parents have been divorced 3 times. No segue. Parents have been divorced 3 times. I start to wonder, at what point is that actually my fault?
Are you guys familiar with heroin?
And she told me, Charlie, your dad and I were getting divorced. I just wanted to let you know it's not your fault. I said, I kind of figured that. I'm in 1st grade. I feel like I don't have a lot to do with any of this.
So I got vaccinated on Monday. I got shots at Walmart, which I didn't know you could do that. I like getting my medical needs done at the same place I get my cottage cheese. That's what I like to do.
I used to be afraid of going over to her house because her grandma just hated me. Her grandma hated me. I feel bad saying this, but dementia has a little bit of benefits because every couple of weeks I get a reboot to make a new first impression. My mom she's married to another guy now. His name's Roger. He's an older guy. He's older. He's 6 years older. Well, he's 6 years older than me. It's a little weird. They started dating when he was 19. My mom was 40. That's setting a high bar for me because I'm 19 now. Like, I feel like I'm missing out if next year I don't have 2 kids already. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think like the bathrooms are too quiet. There should be some kind of buffer from what's going on in the stall next to me. I shouldn't be able to hear everything that he ate, and he shouldn't be able to hear the blood going into my erect penis. I don't know if I should say that wrong. It's funny to me because people aren't worried if their houses are haunted until they watch the movie, because that's when they're worried about it. If there's ghosts in your house, they're not going to wait until you watch Paranormal Activity. They're going to be like, oh, okay, now that you know how it works, now we can haunt you. I recently found out that I come from a family of porn addicts. I didn't know that was a real thing. It's true. It explains why there's never any hot water in the house, you know what I'm saying? So I watch a lot of porn, that's what I was saying. And when you watch a lot of porn, it kind of gives you some like unrealistic expectations of your sex life. You know, I was with my girlfriend and I said, I'm going to pull my cock out and I'm going to my cum on. Oh. And she said, well, we can never go to this Applebee's again. See, the real punchline of that joke is that we're eating at Applebee's. I like to have my homework up on one screen and I have the porn up on the other screen. You know, a little bit of left brain, a little bit of right brain. Keeps it sharp. I never understood how people could be afraid of bats. I mean, like, they're not that scary. Until I was in my bathroom and the bat flew out of the vent. I'm the man in the house. So I did what men do, and I screamed for my girlfriend, Bree! There's a bat! And so she comes upstairs and she takes care of it. And so I was on the diving team, that's not the joke. And I was the only guy, no problem. The problem was, the coach insisted that you wear a Speedo. And I was nervous, you know, just wearing it. It's like, it makes me feel weird. Like, showing everything. All the girls get to see where my manscaping starts and stops. That's not what you think. And they're snickering to each other, they're pointing and laughing at me. I'm super embarrassed. So I turn around, I go in the locker room. And I'm stupid. Why'd you wear your pants, stupid? So I sit there. I look down. Peeking at the side of the Speedo looking at me is my very shiny, shaven testicle. It's crazy how many people in my graduating class have already gotten married. That is a huge commitment. I'm the kind of guy that when I go to a restaurant, I regret what I ordered right when the waiter turns around. I guess I misread the sign. I thought I was going to the bathroom, but I walked into the bat room. My grandpa is very alcoholic. I don't think I said that right. He's an alcoholic. Ever since I was young, he'd be drinking beers.
and on my dad's side. My grandma on my mom's side is also an alcoholic, which means for me that there's a chance that I'm going to have a really good time. And for my future wife and kids, a very sad time.
And you can't just say, all right, I'm done talking to you for the day. And like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you want to talk to me? That's why I like to send a dick pic every once in a while. People don't know that sending a dick pic is actually a very useful tool for ending conversations. They keep going on and on. I said, all right, you did that to yourself, buddy. I guess that's why it's called small talk. Every once in a while, I'll send a dick pic. You may or may not know this, but sending a dick pic is a very useful tool to ending a conversation. When my parents were young, they got a puppy before they had me. Because you know couples do that to see if they can handle having a puppy before they have a baby. Which, it was fine, except when I was younger and I'd wet the bed sometimes when I was younger and I'd stick my nose in it and smack me with a newspaper. Upstairs we have an AC unit in the window, and I never realized how loud it was until it's off, and it's very quiet. So it turns off. And a few minutes go by, and I realize I can hear the neighbors next door. I hear them talking, I hear them walking, somebody sneeze, somebody said bless you, very polite. And I realized that if I'm going to keep masturbating, I better turn the AC unit back on. The thing about the gym is, why do you have to work out every muscle in your body? You know, do you really have to work out every single one? What am I going to use my shoulder muscles for? You know what I mean? But if you don't work out every muscle, people make assumptions. Like, what if I were to work out just my right leg, just my left leg? But if I were to work out just my right arm, people make assumptions. They just assume I'm a chronic masturbator, which isn't true, because I use my left hand. Is there any anti-vaxxers in here? Anti-vaxxers? You look like one. After every workout, I don't take a picture of myself, and I don't post it. But I feel like people do that when they go to the gym. Like, going to the gym is a normal thing, and like, why don't you take a picture of yourself after you go to the doctors? You get a checkup. Like, take a picture of the doctors, hashtag prostate's okay. And so my mom told me that if you ever ask me, don't just text me, what's my social security number? Because she's afraid that if somebody takes one of our phones, she can go through our messages and see right there's our social security number. So she wants me to text her with code. And I said, okay, what's grandma's social security number? Recently to go to a gynecologist. Which, a gynecologist, it's very misleading. Because it's not for guys. I'm just saying, if we all have a number, we all have one, and if the number goes into the wrong hands, they can completely take over your life. Why have the number in the first place? You know, I think they'd stop giving people numbers after the Holocaust. I love awkward silence. Thank you for indulging me. Thank you for indulging me. I read online that it takes a moment of silence 4 seconds to get awkward. But I can usually get it down to 2. What's your name?
Abby.
Abby, are you dating anybody?
No.
I am.
Cool.
That's a good record.
I think it's funny when people come into Chick-fil-A and they think they're doing something real controversial. Like this older guy came in, you know, he has a big cowboy hat on, denim, I don't know. And he said, you know why I'm eating here? I said, why, sir? Gotta be polite. And he says, because the liberals told me not to. I was like, all right, man, here's your sandwich. But we're going into the Holocaust section of the sect. I've been walked in on a couple times, and I always think it's worse when your girlfriend walks in, other than like your mom or dad, you know?
It's not gonna get any better from here. It's just gonna go all downhill. She walks in, she's like, "What are you doing? What the hell? Like, we can have sex. Why are you doing this to yourself?" And the thing is about masturbating is like, I had to explain it to her. Took the leather mask off. Thanksgiving really hasn't changed that much since the first one. Native Americans eating with racist pilgrims, and now it's me eating with my racist grandparents. I don't like to drink because, you know, last time I got drunk, I kind of lost control of myself, and I didn't know the decisions I was making, you know, and I felt pressured to drink. I felt the social pressure. And my girlfriend doesn't drink because she's a pussy. Like, I can only imagine how I talk to my grandkids when I'm older, you know? We're gonna say kooky stuff. Like, yeah, back in my day, we were skater robots. We didn't have sex with them. The first day of class, you have to stand up and say a fun fact about yourself. I don't know any fun facts about myself. I never say the right thing, you know? Like, I said, hi, my name's Charlie Billings. When I was a baby, I had jaundice. That's the fun fact you chose about yourself? But it's true, I had jaundice when I was a baby, and I remember when I was born, they put me in an incubator away from all of the regular privileged babies. And I remember thinking to myself as a newborn, these are some racist ass doctors. Putting me in the orange-only section of the hospital. Though, Jesus doesn't really celebrate his own birthday. He's Jewish. Okay. A guy came up to me, and like my first instinct, I said, no thanks, I don't want it. And I realized walking away what they were doing. They were handing out pink ribbons. Said, do you want to support cancer? As I walking away, I realized I looked like a scumbag. Like, no, thank you. Cancer, that's below me. I don't need it. But then I started thinking. He said, do you want to support cancer? And my friends know I am very anti-cancer. As a matter of fact, I do not care for cancer at all. I don't think it should even exist. Like, my dog had cancer and died. Thanks for not laughing. But she didn't die of cancer. She had cancer, and I accidentally hit her with my car. But you know, my favorite jazz musician is Louis Armstrong, because you know Louis Armstrong plays the trumpet really well, but when he sings, it sounds like somebody's sitting on his chest. It has like trees are green. Oh, it's a beautiful world. This lady came to the drive-thru today, and she said, like an older lady, she's like, hey, you look kind of cute. I was like, she's like, hey, don't worry, you're my son's age. I was like, okay, now I'm worried. My first year's girlfriend was freshman year of high school, and she was a keeper. Couldn't get rid of her. And lost my virginity when I was 14, which is crazy because I started masturbating when I was 14. That's like picking up a basketball and playing basketball, and then 6 months later getting signed to the NBA. But the NBA is an ugly girl that won't leave you alone. You know what I mean? Garfield comics? They're a lot funnier if you read Garfield's inner monologue with Louis Armstrong's voice. Garfield, did you kick Odie off the table? I hate Mondays. Like, I mean, at this point in my life, I'm not even good at masturbating yet. I haven't figured it out. All right, here we go. You know, you're young, this is new to me, it's exciting. I Google things, like, other than what this thing does. And I remember this very well. Google says that the closest thing to a female is when you microwave a banana peel. And the moral of the story is, the moral of the story is bananas heat up very fast. Do I have to say it? but I can't do it anymore, and you'll understand like after I said it. This is how the joke went. So I have a friend, and his parents, their Wi-Fi password was impeach Trump. And I always thought, yeah, that's what's gonna do it. But look what happened. Ever since then, my Wi-Fi password has been take my virginity 1. Ironically, take my virginity was already taken. So I come up with a new one. Forgetting all the happy things in my life. Like my childhood memories before my parents split up, I'm forgetting those. My past pets I've had passed away, and I'm slowly forgetting them. But one time, I walked in on my parents having sex, and I will never ever forget that. I knock on the door. My mom says, "Come in."
Oh shit.
But she wasn't talking to me. I tried out for basketball in high school, and I didn't play basketball very much. I was too busy masturbating. My shoe, the sole of my shoe, was coming off a little bit, and I was doing one of these things, and it was flapping on the court, and somebody stepped on it, the fucker. And the whole sole came off. I didn't know what to do. I was scared, so I kicked it under the bleachers. And I went the whole way. The whole rest of the tryout without a sole on my foot. But I didn't make the team, and I think it's because I slipped. Warm banana peel fell out of my pocket. I've been trying to go to the gym again. Please, hold your applause. I'm a big fan of uncomfortable silences, you know? Thank you. I read online that it takes about 5 seconds for a moment of silence to actually become awkward. Let's see. What's your name? Yep, that's you. Lexus. Lexus? Are you dating anybody right now? Okay. That's a new record. There's tons of girls at the gym, you know? Like, I don't want to be a creep, so I check out the guys a lot more. Feels bad. Quick question. Why does the new iPhone, have 3 camera lenses when we only have 2 eyes? How you doing back there? We're here for the open mic. You're just here to eat. Thank you. I lost my virginity when I was 14. Yeah. A lot of people say that's too young, but hey, you should see the other guy. First started dating my girlfriend, I was really scared to meet her parents. Mostly because I didn't really know what to call them. I was like, oh, I can call them Mr. and Mrs. Johnson if you like. That'd be nice and polite. She says, oh no, you can't call them that. You have to call them Mr. Bill and Mrs. Michelle. I said, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So to solve this problem, I did not directly address them for 3 years. So yeah, I shoplifted one time on accident. I was really young, and I was at a flea market, and they were selling used games, and there was this Pokemon game that I really liked. And for some reason I viewed this Pokemon game as this holy entity, and I just wanted to feel it on my skin. I put it in my jacket so I could feel it against my body. My mom caught me, and she started lecturing me about stealing and shoplifting. And I feel like if she knew what I was actually doing, she'd be a lot more disappointed. At my work, an old woman came up to me, not old, 40, and she started hitting me. She said, hey, you're cute. I said, ah. And she says, hey, don't worry, you're my son's age. I said, oh, that worries me even more. Most people say if they traveled back in time, they'd want to kill Hitler, which, that's not very smart. I would gamble. Okay, bear with me here. I'd travel back in time, go to the hospital, go to the doctor, say,
hey doc, how much you want to bet that baby right there grows up, fails art school, grows a Charlie Chaplin mustache, and commits mass genocide? And he said, all right, 3 things. Who are you? Who's Charlie Chaplin? And that's very specific. I like those odds. Snakes. Molt. I learned that when I was 5, when my dad brought in a dead snake skin and put it on the counter. Scared the shit out of me. I just don't understand why the first thing you think of when you see a dead snake skin is to bring it inside for your 5-year-old son. So I put it in his bed. Yeah, I hate old people. God, you know, the thing I don't like about old people is just like, they start talking to you and you can't get away. They hook you. And I have a theory. It's because it's possible that you're the last person they ever talk to. Oh. You know, I'm kind of weary of social media. And I think it's because the first time I ever got Facebook, the first picture I was ever tagged in just said, fuck you. And I think that was after he found the snake skin. Her grandma scared me too. She like hated me. But you know, dementia has its benefits. They know what I'm talking about. So, I have a joke that I really like doing, but I can't do it anymore. I'll explain why after I say the joke. So, my girlfriend's parents' Wi-Fi password is impeach Trump. And I thought, yeah, that's what's going to do it. But you know what happened after that. But ever since then, my Wi-Fi password has been Dad, come home. I'm dating, she's technically a horse girl, my girlfriend. Let me make sure I enunciate that. Horse girl. She loves horses. It's kind of fucked up. I mean, the sex is good. I don't like wearing the saddle, though. We get in fights a lot, but I know how to handle it now. She gets mad at me and says, hey, easy. Oh, girl. Apple? Hey, Bree. Look at my notebook. After Wi-Fi password, what's the next thing written?
Grandparents' alcoholism.
Oh, thank you. So my grandpa on my dad's side is the most alcoholic man I've ever seen. And my grandma on my mom's side is also an alcoholic, which unfortunately for me means at some point in my life, I'm probably going to have a really good time. And for my wife and kids, a very sad time. My girlfriend just found out that her cat has feline AIDS. I guess that's funny, but I'm more relieved to find out that it only goes one way. Speaking of my mom and dad, ex-mom and dad, they got divorced. A little thing about me, they've been divorced and remarried to other people several times. And at what point does that become my fault? I was telling my mom, I was making fun of this girl that I work with because she's born premature. She was born 6 weeks early and she doesn't have eyebrows. I thought that was really funny. And my mom told me I was actually born 6 weeks early too. And that was heartbreaking. Like, I used to be self-conscious about it, like, if I was born on time, like, would I be taller? Would I be more muscular? Would my penis be on the outside of my body? but it has some benefits, you know, like, I'm late to work a lot, and my boss like, hey, you're 10 minutes late. And I said, well, technically I'm not supposed to be here for another month and a half. And I remember the first time my mom drove me to the church parking lot and stopped and she said, hey Charlie, your dad and I, we're just not happy anymore. I was like, ah shit, are you leaving me here? She's like, no, we're getting divorced and we want you to know that it's not your fault. I was like, yeah, I'm in first grade
I don't feel like I'm really putting a lot in this relationship. But it really gave me a lot to think about on my way home walking from the church. My girlfriend and I have been having sex for a very long time, in 30-second increments. But hey, you know, I was born premature. Coming early is just what I do.